We are diving deep into professional infrastructure today. We're looking at the technical requirements and pure horsepower needed to run high-stakes visual communication. Our source material focuses on the PureLink UX-4400 HDMI matrix switcher. And this isn't about, browsing Netflix. This is about business continuity.
Exactly. This deep dive is really targeted at understanding why specific hardware costs what it does. What kind of reliability is required in environments like corporate war rooms, integrated university lecture halls, or high-end hospitality?
Right.
The core question for any AV integrator is really, what does it take to manage 4 independent 4K sources flawlessly, simultaneously, without ever blinking?
Okay, let's unpack that challenge. At its core, this is a 4x4 HDMI 2.0 matrix switcher
4 inputs, 4 outputs.
and completely configurable routing. But, when you start pushing 4K video, you immediately run into bandwidth limitations. What kind of data rate are we talking about here for the UX4400 to keep signals clean?
It demands an 18 gigabit per second data transfer rate.
18. Wow.
Yeah, and that massive pipe is necessary because this unit supports resolutions up to 4K at 50 or 60 hertz. And it does that using the highest quality 4.4.4 pixel format.
I want to stop there. 4.4.4. For a listener who, knows video but isn't an engineer, what's the real world difference between 4.4.4 and what most consumer gear uses, which is often 4.2.0?
Well, this is where the commercial focus really shines. 4.4.4 guarantees full chroma sampling, which means the color resolution matches the brightness resolution pixel for pixel.
Okay.
In a corporate or educational setting, you're mostly showing things like PowerPoint slides, spreadsheets, or fine print CAD drawings. If you use a lesser format like 4.2.0, sharp text and fine colored lines just get fuzzy. 4.4.4 is what's non-negotiable for that kind of pixel-perfect clarity.
That makes a lot of sense. Clear text and graphics are the whole point of the meeting. Speaking of non-negotiable, the specs also emphasize HDCP 2.2 compliance. Why is that specific version so critical?
HDCP 2.2 isn't really a feature, it's a necessary digital handshake. If you are routing any protected content, a commercial streaming service, a corporate video, whatever it is, and your entire distribution chain isn't compliant,
Your screens just go black.
your displays simply go black. In a business context, that's instantaneous downtime.
Now, here's a fascinating detail I found regarding advanced color. This switcher supports both HDR10 at 4K 60 and Dolby Vision, but Dolby Vision is limited to 4K 30. What's the engineering trade-off there that imposes that frame rate limitation?
That's usually a processing or a chipset limitation. Dolby Vision requires more complex, dynamic metadata processing on a frame-by-frame basis compared to static HDR10. Pushing that extra complexity at 60 frames per second at full 4.4.4 color would just demand prohibitively expensive or high-heat processing. So the compromise is made at the frame rate for that absolute highest dynamic range format.
All that signal power must require sophisticated control. How does a technician actually wrangle 4 independent high-power feeds across a large facility?
Well, they don't have to be physically near the rack, which is key. The UX series includes a built-in web page interface for convenient setup and operation through any web browser. But for true professional integration, you're going to rely on the bidirectional RS-232 and LAN control.
And that lets it plug into bigger systems like Crestron.
Exactly. It allows the system to integrate seamlessly into larger control environments like Crestron or Extron. It enables automated functions like turning the whole room on or off based on a schedule.
And when we look at professional reliability, 2 details jumped out at me. First, this physical security feature of locking HDMI ports. Why are those necessary?
In a dynamic, high-traffic environment, or even just a crowded equipment, rack cables get bumped and jostled all the time. A loose HDMI cable is a catastrophic failure.
Right, the whole system goes down.
The whole thing. Locking ports prevent those accidental disconnections, ensuring physical security and minimizing costly downtime. That whole focus on reliability is summarized by its mean time between failures, or MTBF, of 50,000 hours.
50,000 hours. That's nearly 6 years of continuous operation. That statistic alone tells you exactly what this device is justifying its cost on. And speaking of cost, this commercial solution, housed in its standard 19-inch metal rack enclosure, is priced at $3,239.99.
So what does this all mean for you? This isn't just a basic splitter or switcher. The UX-4400 is a purpose-built command center. It delivers a, and I'm quoting here, true first-in-class Ultra HD multi-zone signal distribution solution. It's designed to eliminate failure points and ensure every single 4K signal is compliant, high quality, and reliable.
Which leads us to our final provocative thought for you to chew on. Given those robust features, the specialized locking ports, the 50,000-hour MTBF, and its maximum power consumption of 600 watts, what kind of massive mission-critical professional installations absolutely depend on this specific level of switching power and built-in redundancy for flawless 4K HDR signal distribution? What makes that $3,200 price tag an obvious insurance policy? We'll leave you with that. Thanks for diving deep with us.